Hello, good morning friends. Today we start second unit of Power Plant Engineering RME 071. The syllabus of this subject is given by our university AKTU. I am Dr. Tarun Gupta, Associate Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. First of all, we will discuss the introduction. Friends, electricity is the most important assets commodity, you can say. We cannot live without electricity. Our almost all the equipments are working with the help of electricity. Even today we are seeing that the cars and other vehicles are coming which are based on electricity. Electricity are generated by various ways like hydro power, thermal, nuclear, solar, etc. Out of the total power generated, approximately 65% of the power is generated by thermal power plants, including captive and non-captive power plants. In thermal power plant, we convert heat into electric energy. Friends, in thermal power station, we are using coal, oil, natural gas, etc. as primary source of energy. Thermal power plants basically work on Rankine cycle. A thermal power plant convert heat energy of the coal into electrical energy. Friends, though thermal power plants means the power plant where we convert heat into the steam. Heat can be achieved from coal, oil, natural gas, anything. But friends, whenever there was a trend to generate electricity, we were having a source of only one source, that is coal. So the energy which we are getting from the coal and we convert it into electrical energy, that time it was designated as thermal energy. That's why if we are using gas, we are saying it is a gas based power plant. If we are using nuclear energy, we are saying it is nuclear power plant. In the thermal power plants, coal is burned in a boiler which convert water into steam, and the expansion of steam in turbine produce mechanical power which drive alternator, or you can say generator, which are coupled to turbine and generate the electricity. A thermal power plant convert heat energy of coal into electrical energy. Coal is burnt in a boiler which convert water into steam. The expansion of steam in turbine produce mechanical power which drive the alternator, which is coupled to the turbine. Thermal power plants contribute maximum of power generation in any country. As in our country, its contribution is approximately 65%. Thermal power plant can be of coal fired, where turbo alternator are connected with steam turbine. They can be oil fired, where we are using crude oil or residual oil. They can be gas fired, where we are using combined cycle. In first stage we are using gas turbine, and in second stage we are using steam turbine. And gas fired turbines or gas fired power plants are fastest growing power plant throughout the world, because everywhere we are shifting from a commercial conventional fuel to the gas fuel. The working principle of the thermal power plant: firstly, the water is taken into the boiler from a water source. The boiler is heated with the help of coal. The increase in temperature helps in the transformation of water into steam. The steam generated in the boiler is sent through a steam turbine. The turbine has blades which rotates when high velocity steam flow across them. This rotation of turbine blade is used to generate electricity. A generator is connected to the steam turbine. When the steam turbine runs, electricity is generated and given as output by the generator, which is then supplied to consumer through high voltage power lines. Friends, whenever there is any industry or power plant or anything, always there are some guidelines given by the government. So here there are few guidelines for site selection of thermal power plants. These guidelines are as per Ministry of Environment and Forest, Government of India. For location of thermal power plant, you can see location of thermal power plant are avoided within 25 kilometer of outer periphery of the following, means metropolitan city से 25 किलोमीटर दूर होना चाहिए. It should be 25 kilometer away from the national park and all wildlife sanctuaries. It must be 25 kilometer from ecological sensitive area like tropical forest, biosphere reserve, important lakes, coastal areas rich in coral formation. The site should be chosen in such a way that chimney of the power plant do not fall within the approach funnel of the runway of nearest airport. The site should be chosen at least 500 meters away from the floodplain of river system. Location of sites are avoided in the vicinity, let's say 10 kilometer of place of archaeological history, cultural, religious, tourist importance and defense installation. Forest or prime agriculture land are avoided for setting up of thermal powerhouse or ash disposal. Friends, these are the guidelines which are given by the Ministry of Forest. Now, there are few guidelines which are given by the Central Electricity Authority, Government of India, for location selection of thermal power plants. The choice of location is based on factors like availability of land, water, coal, construction material, etc. Means all the resources. The land requirement for thermal power plant is 0.2 square kilometer per 100 megawatt. This is the minimum requirement of the land as per Central Electrical Authority. The land for housing for the employees who are working in thermal power plant. So the land of housing is taken as 0.4 square kilometer per project. The land requirement for ash pond is about 0.2 square kilometer per 100 megawatt. Water requirement is about 40 cubic per 1000 megawatt. Location of thermal power station is avoided in the coal bearing area. Coal transportation is preferred by dedicated merry-go-round rail system. Now in general, we are discussing the various factors which affect the selection of location of thermal power plant. You can see first one is available of resources. Where resources are the land, water, fuel and skilled manpower. Next one is economical impact. The various factors are land acquisition, cost investment, cost operation, maintenance cost, payback period, future development limitation, possibility of site expansion. Third factor is environmental concern. The various factors under environmental concern are degradation of local air quality, impact of land use, dust, noise, effect on water bodies available. Social concern is next important factor, where under this important factor, job creation, public acceptance, number of relocation and distance from public area are the sub factor. And last important factor is accessibility, means the approach through road, rail or airport, transmission grid connectivity, electrical consumption point and urban area accessibility. These are the few important factors. We will discuss these factors in detail. The first one, availability of resources. So in this case, land availability is important point, and all the power plant need a wide range of land requirement. As we told you that 400 megawatt, the land requirement is 0.2 square kilometer. Coal plants tends to need larger area to support rail lines, coal piles and landfills. Right. So generally site with ample space may be preferred. Land requirement for thermal power project depends on many factors like unit size, number of units, type of coal. Type of coal means whether we are using indigenous coal or local coal, or we can say we are using imported coal. Location, right? So we have to decide the land availability. Next one is the water availability. Many power plant use water from lakes, rivers, or sometimes they are using municipal water utilities or groundwater. See, groundwater is not sufficient because a large quantity of the water is required. As you can see, we discuss that 40 cubic water is required per 1000 megawatt. So in most of the cases, surface water is used for plant cooling and groundwater is used for plant process. In generally, presence of adequate and usable water resources near the site is preferred. So the resources of the water can be river or canal. We have to install a water treatment plant to purify the waters. Next one is the availability of the fuel. See, fuel availability influence positively. Its marginal utility is diminishing with supply. Though we can supply the fuel with the help of transportation system like rail or road, but if fuel is available at a low cost, then definitely power generation will be at low cost. Skilled manpower availability, though this point is not so important because in power plant project we can hire the manpower from outside, and if we have a accommodation system, fully fledged accommodation system, then all the employees can be stay there. But still, power plant require labor for construction and operation. Local community can benefit for these employment opportunities. So generally sites that can make use of local labor are more desirable. These sites would have a larger skilled workforce within a short distance from the plant site. Next one is the economical impact, where cost of the land acquisition is more important because the cost of land is more. We require a large size of the land. If cost of the land is more, then definite the cost of the power generation is more. So always we have to prefer the land where the cost is relatively less. Future development limitations. The construction of a power plant at a particular site may create limitation on future development in the local area through its effect on land use or through consumption of local air, increment or water resource or water discharge capacity. So generally, sites that impose fewer limitation on future development may be more preferable. Possibility of site expansion. A site must be able to support more generating capacity than proposed. It is usually more economical and environmentally acceptable to add generating capacity at an existing site than to build a new site, right? So that's why we have to always choose the site where the possibility of site expansion is more, means the availability of land at low cost is more, and there is very less problems from the local persons or from the government or from the clearance point of view. Payback period, the return of investment are essential factor in determining whether a particular installation is worthwhile or not. Payback period is the time in which initial cash outflow of an investment is expected to recover from the cash inflow generated by investment. We have shared a formula in our notes, so you can see the formula there. Operation and maintenance cost. See, the expenditure occurred in operation and maintenance cost of project include the expenditure on manpower, repair, spares, consumables, insurance, and overheads. The Central Electricity Regulatory Commission had specified operation and maintenance cost for thermal power stations on some parameters in lakhs per megawatt, in rupees lakhs per megawatt. Remember, these are depending on the class of machine installed by power plant. So all the expenses are given in this and they discuss in the notes. You can see that there. One is investment cost. The expenditure incurred with expectation of capital appreciation, profit, rent, or some combination of these return. Generally, the sites that require less investment are more desirable. Third important factor is environmental concern, where the first and utmost important factor is degradation of local air quality. See, whenever we are using a thermal power plant, so always the air of that area is polluted. So operating power plants that burn coal, oil, or natural gas emit air pollutant into the atmosphere and requiring the plant to be fitted with pollution control equipment to reduce emission. Many of these power plants have been identified and are regulatory by central pollution control boards. Public exposure to air emission is regulated by these pollution control boards through National Ambient Air Quality Standard for major air pollutant. The major air pollutant, as you know, are sulfur dioxide, nitrogen oxides, carbon monoxides, ozone, particulate matters. It may be PM 2.5, it may be PM5, it may be PM10, and lead. The Central Pollution Control Board is charged with enforcing the uh, enforcing the national ambient air quality standards, and which is a cause of acid precipitation, or we can say it is acid rain which can damage our vegetables, which can acidify our lakes. So it is a duty of the power plant to control the air pollutant spreading by that power plant by installing various filters, various precipitators, so that the air of that area cannot be degraded. Right. More about this is given in our notes. So friends, you can refer our notes about this. Next is land use impact. Industrial forests are a valuable commodity, as you know. Site evaluation should address the forest resources on the site and nearby lands and the effect of plant construction and operation of these resources. Generally, more desirable sites have favor impact on these resources. Typically, active or vacant industrial lands may be more compatible and urban residential land may be less compatible with power plants. Generally, sites that are more compatible with present or planned land use are more desirable. See, dust. The meaning of dust is, you can say, the particulate matter suspended in the air by wind action and human activity. It has not come out of a vent or a stack and is usually not a byproduct of burning. See, dust particles are composed mainly of soil minerals. These particles may be of size of 70 micron and sometimes 10 micron, right? Due to their small size, small weight, these can remain in airborne for many weeks, and when they installed, they can travel easily to deep part of our lungs, and they may remain there for a long time. They can cause respiratory illness, lung damage, and sometimes they can even cause premature death also. So the sites are desirable where there is less dust and the distance from the residential and urban area is more. Next one is the noise. See, noise is of most time concern of nearby residents, as whenever there is a power plant, there is a noise creation. So we have to select a site which is away from the residential area, so that noise problem can be minimized for the resident of the city. Sounds that are 85 decibels or above can permanently damage our ears. So the distance from the source to the boundary of the power plant property can dissipate some of this noise. Noise can be blocked by intervening landscape features like trees. Effect on water bodies. Friends, as you know, the water requirement is more for these power plants. So there are potential operation impact on wildlife and wildlife habitats beside effects from air and water quality change due to combustion process. Right? The these impact include related to fuel such as cost, dust, runoff, impact related to cooling such as fish caught in the cooling water system or discharge of heat cooling water into steam or lakes or other impact. Generally, sites that minimize negative impact on wildlife from power plants are preferred. Friends, we are taking water from the water body and sometimes we are discharging the water in the water body itself or sometimes power plant discharging ash into the water body. So whenever they are discharging ash or hot water into the power plant, the life in the water like fisheries, etc., there are some plants also in the water, they may get affected. So we have to select the power plants where such type of effect is minimized. Next one is social concern, job creation. See, though inside the power plant all the workers are all the manpower are regular and they are not hiring from outside, but for civil work, for maintenance work, or for many jobs we have to hire local manpower. So the power plant should be such that it can generate local job for construction and other activities. Public acceptance is the next point. The location of power plant has many effects as interest of local community. Sometimes there are some agitation. This local community is not accepting because power plant may be advantageous for some and disadvantageous for some people. So in that case, generally it is not possible. All the people are agree for the power plant. So measure of local interest and concern include current attitude of local citizen and official regarding a potential power plant in the local community. The local question raised, the public input received, and public support, or you can say opposition of a particular site. So generally, we have to prefer a site where opposition or agitation for which site is minimum and acceptance for the site is maximum. So we have to try to identify the sites which are not used for agriculture purpose, which are away from the local residential societies or city, which are not affected by the uh, which are not affect air or water bodies. Right. Number of relocation. The property owner impact of our potential power plant sites are of significant concern for local community. Only concern is how many homeowners and business are located in the proposed site and would have to be moved. So you have to check if there should be minimum number of relocation. Now distance from the public area. See, to minimize the visual and noise effect of the power plant by increasing the distance through the use of surrounding land that provide visual and sound barriers. Buffer area, sometimes it is known as buffer area, which is refers to the land between plant facility and adjacent property owners, especially residential property owners. So you have to select the site which have more buffer area. Last important factor is accessibility. See, approachability or accessibility is most important, as whenever we are constructing the power plant, we have to use taken a large machinery. So first point is road, rail or airport facility accessibility. The power plant construction and operation require road, rail or sometime airport access to the site. The number of location of site entrance and distance to and quality of nearby roads are important. Sites with access solely from heavily traveled roads are less desirable than site of less heavily traveled routes. However, closeness to major highway is desirable. The objective of the site is to allow easy access without causing traffic congestion or safety problems. There are few points which must be remember whenever we are selecting the location of the power plant. All the main plant road have minimum 10-meter wide road. All secondary plant road must have 5-meter wide road provided with 1.5-meter wide hard shoulder on either side and shall be access to plant auxiliary area and buildings. Peripheral roads along the boundary wall shall have adequate numbers of watchtower as per the requirements. So in our notes, land area required for roads are given in acres. You can refer our notes. Next one is transmission grid accessibility. See, electric grid is an interconnected network for delivering electricity from power plant to the consumers, or you can say to the traders. It consists generating station that produce electrical power, high voltage transmission line that carry power from distant source to demand centers, and distribution line that connect individual customers. Electricity consume or consumption point. A power plant must be located as near as possible to which it is supplying the power. However, a power plant cannot be located near all the loads. So you have to take the compromise and you have to find the center of gravity of the load, and then you decide the power plant. Next one is urban area accessibility. Friends, though if urban area accessibility should be very good, if urban area accessibility is very mm, near, then power plant may create the problem to the local residents. And if urban area accessibility is so far, then it is hard, it is very costly to arrange local item or maintenance item. So a compromise between two can be there. So friends, there are few advantages of using the thermal power plants. In most of the cases, the fuel used in thermal power plant is coal, which is almost very cheap, or you can say it is costly only after hydraulic fuel of hydraulic power plant, that is water. Very less initial cost as compared to other generating plants. It can be installed at any place irrespective of the existing of coal, because coal can be transported through the road or rail network. The coal can be easily transported to the site. It required less space as compared to hydropower plants, but it means it required less space as compared to the power plant. Only as compared to hydropower plant, it required less space. Cost of generation is less than that of diesel power plant. Remember that of diesel power plant, though cost of generation is more than hydraulic power plant, than nuclear power plant, etc. When there are advantages, there are few disadvantages also, that it pollutes atmosphere due to production of large amount of smoke and fumes. Sometimes it pollute our water body also. It is costlier in running cost as compared to hydroelectric power plant. Life of this plant is less as compared to hydroelectric power plant. In most of the cases, the life of the power plant for thermal power plant is 30 to 35 years. Also, maintenance cost is more as time is passing, the power plant is going to be older. The maintenance cost is more, and sometimes the maintenance cost is so high that we have to take a decision whether we run the power plant or we shut down the power plant. So friends, this is all about the introduction and site selection of the power plant, right? You see the video, you can download the video, and you can subscribe our video, our channel, so that we can give you the complete video of this power plants. Thanks friends, thanks for listening the